this festive season special of Storyboard. I'm Shibani Gharat. In the second half of the year, India reels under the festive fervour that showcases the country's diverse culture and heritage. Festivals breathe life into brands, offering them a unique opportunity to connect with consumers and elevate their spirits. This festival period that started in August this year has spanned over the last couple of months, first with Independence Day and Raksha Bandhan, followed by Ganesh Chaturthi and Onam, then Navratri, and now Diwali is upon us. With consumer sentiment at an all-time high, how are brands investing in their festive marketing efforts this festival season? How are they utilizing the festive marrying an action-packed cricketing season as an opportunity, and what are the key trends there? I'm catching up with industry experts to find out more. Joining us in the studio, we have Dentsu's Anita Kotwani, Starcom India's Rathi Gangappa, and Shekhar Banerjee from Wavemaker. And joining us over Zoom, we have Mohit Joshi from Havas Media. So first up, let's begin this conversation with you, Rathi. What is the kind of action in the office over the past couple of months?
Oh, it's been quite action-packed, I must say. And like you rightly said, we've been having a lot of festivities in, preparing for a lot of festivities the last couple of months, and now with Diwali around the corner. We are quite gung-ho. We are seeing a lot of positive sentiments as well from a consumer point of view with clients as well. In fact, we've seen a 40% growth in festive spends vis-a-vis last year. And even looking at the first week of November building up to Diwali, our numbers are already crossed what we did last year during Diwali. So there's a lot of, born homie, there's a lot of excitement looking forward to what Diwali offers for us, not only from a client perspective, but also what we're seeing in terms of the consumer sentiments, etc.
Yeah, so 40% increase in spends by clients. Over to you, Shekhar. Past couple of Diwalis have been remarkable for you with some stellar campaigns that you created for Mondele's. How was this festival? Of course, there was a Mondele's campaign also around this festival that you guys released. But tell us more. What is the action in office?
Oh, honestly, preparation for Diwali is always exciting. It starts way early, and a lot of planning goes behind because it is the event where actually consumers are free to spend, and also advertisers are also very looking forward to leveraging the piece. But however, I had a bit of a different, and we were talking about it before also with Rathi. There are different opinion on this one because what we saw this festive is a combination of World Cup and the festive, obviously Diwali spending. So a lot of buoyancy that we are seeing in the market is also to do with the World Cup as a event happening during Diwali. If that was moved aside, Diwali might have been an okay Diwali and not a very, very vibrant one, because I think a lot of advertisers are coming from a very low first quarter of 2023. And we have seen huge recovery in quarter two. Means the GDP projections also has been revised. And at the same time, the rural sentiments have also improved, and we are seeing growth coming in. So what I feel is there's a lot of pent-up spend which was there, aggregated and being spent right now. And it's a combination of festival and
huge contribution by the World Cup. Anita, finally stability at Dentsu. I just had a conversation with Harsh a couple of weeks ago. Tell us, how is this festival panning out for Dentsu?
So I'll be very honest. I think if I look at the numbers from September to what we are seeing in October in terms of growth, it's like showing me another 15% higher. But at an overall level, I'll second what Shekhar is saying. It's not really been the big festive that you would have otherwise normally seen. And I think with the combination of World Cup and festive coming in together, I think advertiser monies are that much limited, right? So the choice is around saying, am I going to push my investments onto World Cup? And then GC kind of gets compromised because then the fiction shows, etc., which otherwise would have seen a lot of traction during festive, kind of take a beating. So there has to be a balancing act that we've been doing. And I'll be very honest, I think the clients' media investment spends have been relatively tight. So we have to be very prudent to see what's going to give them the ROI and then work around our marketing investment spaces that.
Sure. Mohit, over to you. Diwali has begun on a good note. You just acquired stake in PR Pandit. But apart from that, tell us what is the kind of action seen at Havas Media?
In terms of growth, I would agree that the growth is anywhere between 15 to 20% compared to last year. But if I was to look at it at an overall level, then I'll agree with the last two, speakers. I would say clients are still cautiously optimistic. They are not opening up their purses the way we expected them to. And in my view, it's more because they want to be very careful about how to manage the bottom line. The geopolitical situation has again gone into a spin with the war in Israel, and we are not sure what is there to come in the next 1 or 2 months. Hence, the monies are there, the demand is there, but the advertising is not happening to the extent to which at least we had expected it.
Cautious optimism is what you are saying, Mohit, and also the spends from some of the sectors like EdTech, FinTech, FoodTech have gone down this year. What about the traditional ones? What about, the traditional FMCG and auto?
Yes, so for auto, definitely we see a revival. For the durables and electronics also, there is a revival for sure. Real estate is also seeing some bit of revival. E-commerce, I wouldn't say a revival, because if you were to compare the way they used to be present pre-COVID on print and other medium, definitely that level of visibility is not there. But there is definitely a revival from what it was last year. So I would again say a mixed sentiment, a mixed bag. Better, but good, but could be better.
Yeah, you wanted to add something, Shekhar, and what are some of the key trends also seen when it comes to advertising spends around the festival?
Yeah, exactly. Just to add to what Mohit was saying, there is definitely a pattern. The rural sentiments improving has brought back CPG to spend more, and that we are seeing it very clearly. Auto has been having 2 very good quarters, so it's before festive only. They got the momentum, and they are going with the momentum, and they're at an all-time high right now. So
yeah, also because the past couple of years they were going through supply chain
issues, and so there was a pent-up demand which they are fulfilling, and with the chip supply coming back. So obviously during festive they are able to invest more. And third being consumer durable is a complex one, consumer durable, because they had a very bad season. Full year has been bad. So I think they have aggregated all the possible spends they have, and they're betting very high on festive. So that's basically is becoming the reason why we are seeing this surge coming in.
The other surge is also coming from banking and financials. I mean, you've seen a revival. I mean, if you look at some of our clients like Axis Bank, while during COVID, the pandemic had kind of, they'd all pulled back. They're seeing a resurgence. They're seeing a revival in terms of, putting money out there. And there is reasons behind that. Of course, Axis acquisition, new launches, new brand theme launch, etc. Right? They've launched a new app. So there is a reason behind it. And I think the whole festive plus the World Cup coming together has kind of given them the boost and the platform, to talk about.
So, but coming to your point, Shibani, the established players have obviously started to spend. What always happened year on year, if you look at the way we've moved as an industry, we always had some big sector category to make up. I think this was the first year where we did not see that. So either it was gaming, it was e-com, it was somebody or the other coming in, EdTech, FinTech, all of those guys. We had some category really coming and giving us a delta pull. With the gaming piece on a 28%, the GST piece that has really come in. So what you've seen is the established guys, the categories that, Mohit spoke about, Shekhar spoke about, BFSI, that Rathi spoke about. They've given us the momentum to try and have some good momentum in the advertising industry. But if you look at the larger startup economy, it's dried up completely. Obviously, there is stress over there. Not enough is happening in that space, which earlier on over the last 3 years showed you a lot of delta. Crypto died its natural death. So a lot of categories that really catapulted the industry and gave us the delta push today is obviously dried up, and hence there's pressure. But it's great that the old established guys are now making up for what the newer guys have not been able to do this year.
Shekhar, interestingly, you also spoke about, the contribution of cricket being around the festival season, and gaming, since you mentioned, Anita. Gaming is a sector that would contribute massively to these mega sporting events as well. So with gaming being impacted this year in a big way, what was the impact on, this entire World Cup?
Okay, actually, interesting point. To start with, actually, gaming got impacted because of the taxation law, the way it came in. However, if we understand the integrities of it, what government said is that you don't pay GST only on the commission that you charge to the consumers, but you pay on the total kitty which is there.
Yep.
Which means that it's a one-time adjustment this category will go through. 1 year down the line, it has readjusted the loop. And to be very fair, gaming category, and also I work with some of the clients and leaders in this space. I can very well say that they work with such great margins, upward of 80%, 90%. They can absorb this. So I don't
but
think
still
so.
the gaming advertising has...
exactly. So what has happened?
To
We are seeing an adjustment of 30 to 40%, which they are doing, which is adjusting against the 28%. And it will come back again. In my opinion, actually, this is the best time for the gaming industry to advertise because there will be a lot of consolidation. The big guys will become bigger. The small guys, the run-by-night ones will actually vanish. So it's very important they actually advertise, build their brands, because the stronger brand will attract more money. And the pool is what makes gaming industry and the player stronger. So there cannot be a better time for them to invest back.
On that note, it is time for a short break. You don't go anywhere. We will be right back.